how language immersion can drown you, and how to stay afloat. You've probably heard that the best way to learn a new language is through total immersion. Well, it's certainly true to some extent, but there's a catch. Immersion is only effective if you take care not to drown in the language. Ever wondered why some people move to a foreign-speaking area and never learn the local language? Of course, there are plenty of reasons, but one of them is that they're overwhelmed by the language. In this post, we'll talk about how you can use language immersion in the right way and avoid drowning in the language. Learning a language is like learning how to swim. Sure enough, you need to be submerged in water, but you also need to slowly challenge yourself and learn gradually. Chris Lonsdale talks about this concept in a TEDx talk. If you throw a man who can't swim in the middle of the ocean, he won't learn. He will drown. Language learning works in the same way. You need to be immersed in it, but you also need to use your surroundings in a way that gives you the chance to learn from the experience. Total immersion can work, but it has to be constructive, not destructive. Why language immersion doesn't always work. Let's say you're really serious about learning German. You may think that moving to Germany for a year is the best thing you can do. The truth is that many people move to a different country and don't really learn much at all. The problem with this is that languages are learned mostly with comprehensible input. This means that if you don't understand anything at all, there's no way for you to start making associations and learn from context. This makes learning incredibly difficult. What you can do to make it work. But what if you learned the language for a few months before moving to Germany? You would at least have some basic knowledge of the language, be able to understand some of the conversations taking place, and practice what you know. You would have a much more positive experience. In this case, you would still struggle, but you would stay afloat and get stronger. This is how you can learn lots of new words from context. Learning the language for a few months before complete immersion changes everything. Choose your immersion material carefully. Now, we're not saying that you should always feel comfortable before immersing yourself. It's quite the opposite, actually. In order to learn the language successfully, you must be in situations that are out of your comfort zone without being totally overwhelmed by it. It's a very important distinction to make. For example, if you want to read a book in your new language, it might not be the time for Shakespeare or Molière. Not yet, anyway. But how about The Cat in the Hat? Choose something that's simple to understand and that you'll enjoy. But if you understand everything you're reading, it's time to move up. The Great Language Learning Pendulum. The goal is to challenge yourself without taking on too much at once. If you can find that perfect balance, you'll constantly get better. Remember to stick to material that's slightly above your level. If the material is too hard to understand, everything will seem like one giant blur and you won't get much from it. If you're just getting started and you want to watch movies to help you learn languages, it's best to choose a movie that's easier to understand. It can seem a bit silly, but preschool material can be really effective as a beginner. Conclusion. It's a common misconception that the only way to learn a language is through total immersion. Remember that it's important to match your learning material and environment with your current level in the language. That's the only way you'll truly learn from language exposure. Don't rush it. Take it one step at a time. Total immersion can be incredibly effective once you do have that solid foundation in your new language. Perhaps it should be seen as the final step in your language learning journey. In WeKnow, our language learning method, we've developed a number of different tools to let you control how and what you learn according to your current skill level. If you want to know how it's done, you should check out our website at weknow.com. That's OUINO.com. Thanks a lot.